What's going on, y'all, and happy Thursday. I hope everybody out there is feeling fantastic. So let's go ahead and jump all over this topic, and I want to talk about the passing of Malcom-Jamal Warner. Now, I'm not here to try to spread some type of conspiracy theory. This is just my true thoughts and beliefs at this particular point in time, but I have questions about his passing. Now, if it comes off as a conspiracy theory to you and you have a problem with it, I suggest that you go somewhere else. And I say that respectfully, but I'm not going to be muzzled when I have true thoughts and feelings about something. You know what I'm saying? No more walking on eggshells, trying not to offend somebody. It is what it is, okay? Now, what I'm about to say may just be a technicality as it pertains to the actual reporting of this all, because when it was first reported that Malcolm had passed away, basically, it seems as though he was in the water by himself. Okay, I get it. You have to wait for more information. There's more details that's going to come out as the hours and days go along, right? Then in the next reporting, there was a 35-year-old unidentified man that was attached to the situation. He was in the water with Malcolm as well. And basically, they were able to save him, but he's in critical condition, right? Now, all of a sudden, there's a third thing that has been added to the equation, and that third thing is the fact that when Malcom-Jamal Warner passed away, he was swimming with his daughter. So, in my estimation, I'm thinking to myself, like, that would have been attached to the first reporting. How wouldn't that dynamic detail would not be attached to the first reporting that Malcom-Jamal Warner was swimming with his daughter? His daughter was saved by surfers, and there was a 35-year-old male out there that was also saved, but they couldn't save Malcom-Jamal Warner. Something just doesn't sound right to me. I don't care how y'all feel about it. It's something wrong here. Because in my mind, let's just say no one on the scene had any inclination that was Malcolm's daughter when she was saved by surfers. You mean to tell me that Malcolm's daughter wasn't screaming frantically for her father? Where was Malcolm's wife? No reports of her reaction, though, in regards to what had just transpired in that particular point in time. So you're telling me that the surfers or any other onlookers had no idea that day that the little girl that was saved was Malcolm's daughter, right? I find that kind of hard to believe. Why is this being reported last, right? When she just experienced this so-called traumatic experience with her father. It just makes me question, who the hell was this 35-year-old man that is unidentified and was supposedly caught in the middle of a rip current with Malcolm? Because I'm pretty sure at least his wife talked to the local authorities there in Costa Rica and validated everything the first day that this actually happened. You know what I'm saying? She told them, hey, he was swimming with his daughter, allegedly, or whatever. This is what happened, blah, blah, blah. But still, it took 3 to 4 days for it to be reported that he was actually swimming with his daughter when this unfortunate incident took place. Now, TMZ posted this clip and it's titled Malcom-Jamal Warner Final Video from Costa Rica Vacation Before Drowning. Take a look at this. Alright, so you guys just saw that. And so a lot of people, including myself, had no idea that Malcolm was even married and had a child. And there was a lot of people that saw this clip and they were thinking that the woman that was in front of him was actually his wife. Now, in this particular clip, you can't see his wife or child. If they are even there beside him, he's clearly talking to someone. And so it makes me question, and it may be out of left field, and I understand that to the 10th power, was his wife and daughter even there? Right? Now, listen, whoever was recording him at this particular point in time, it could have been his wife, because Malcolm does or lived a very private life. And maybe he was like, y'all go ahead of me a couple of steps or whatever. I don't want us to be seen together. And that's pretty odd too, that he lived this private life. Why he never disclosed a lot of personal information about his wife and daughter. And listen, that's his prerogative. A lot of people live that way. That's how they move. It's not uncommon. But was he running for something? Was somebody after him? It just makes you ask a lot of questions given the fact that this brother passed away. So what I want to do right here is play you guys this news clip, and then I'll be back to dissect it.
This is where the Cosby Show star Malcom-Jamal Warner's life suddenly and shockingly ended over the weekend. You can see right now there's a red flag blowing in the wind here. That is a warning that people should not be swimming in these waters, and you can see some choppy waves out here. A source close to Warner tells NBC News that he was here with his wife and his young daughter. They were on vacation, and then on Sunday afternoon, things went horribly wrong. Authorities say that a current pulled him out to sea, People were able to get him back on land, but by then he had no vital signs. Authorities say it appears that he died from asphyxia by submersion. So this is the beach where all this unfolded, but really, as soon as you get here, even before you get onto the beachhead, you can see some warning signs for people who are coming to enjoy the day here. It says Corrientes de Resaca todo el año. Basically warning people there is a current here throughout the year. You can see there are warnings for surfers, there's warnings about wave conditions, and then take a look at this. This massive sign says you can survive a rip current. Clearly, they're warning people about the conditions that can develop, and unfortunately, the conditions appear to have pulled out Malcom-Jamal Warner over the weekend. The source close to Warner says all signs point to this being a tragic accident, and now Warner's wife, according to that source, is trying to get his body back to the United States so they can prepare for a funeral.
All right, so you guys just saw and heard all of that. Now, let me address the red flags that you just saw within that broadcast. I believe that they were put there after this horrific incident took place. Because in my mind, as smart and as intelligent Malcolm was, with the red flags there or not, with the signs being there, right? I don't think that he enters that water with his daughter. I just don't believe it. I do not believe it. Now, another thing I want to point out is the fact that the video I just played you all of the warning signs, they were written in Spanish. There was not an English version that the actual reporter pointed to. But you know what happened a couple of days later? TMZ actually posted a photo of an English version of a sign, a warning sign that was somehow, it magically appeared out of the blue in Costa Rica. Now, TMZ also posted the Spanish version. And in my mind, I'm not saying that Costa Rica does not have an English version there so people that don't know Spanish can actually read the warning signs. All I'm saying is that in the initial reports, the reporter, who's actually from America, did not point to any signs that were in English. Everything that he pointed to was in Spanish, and it just seems as though that they're trying to clean up this story for some reason. And also, it comes across during this report that I just played for you that they're trying to make it seem, they're trying to force it upon us like, see, it was Malcolm's fault. He should have read the signs or whatever the case may be. Now, Malcolm was intelligent. I'm pretty sure he's well traveled. I'm pretty sure that he knows some Spanish. May not be a lot, may be a little bit. We don't know, right? But at the end of the day, you cannot convince me that Malcolm took his daughter out there with the red flags up, with the signs up, and decided to go swimming. I don't believe it, and I won't believe it for 1 second. Now, warning, this may sound biased, right? Because at the end of the day, I have to tell the truth, but this is how I ultimately feel. Kobe Bryant went through the same situation. God rest his soul and his daughters, right? But when you compare Kobe and Jamal, from what I've seen, again, we don't know Jamal behind the scenes because he's very private, right? But when you compare the two, and from what we've seen, I can see Kobe saying, listen, we can make this flight. Come on, my daughter got to get to this game. And ultimately, he made a bad decision by ordering the pilot of the helicopter to move on with the flight. Now, we know that Kobe had that strong-minded mentality. Actually, they called it the Mamba mentality, and he branded himself with that. But at the end of the day, it did not turn out well. But I just can't see Malcolm making that same mistake. And I just find this to be very mysterious in my estimation. So what I want to do right here is play you guys a clip. I want you all to watch this all the way through. And I'm actually going to leave you all with this clip. Don't forget to like this video, share this video, and if you're new here, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm working on more information and details as it pertains to the passing of Malcom-Jamal Warner. I have a flood of DMs that I need to sift through, okay? So you guys have a fantastic day. Catch you later. Peace.
Listen, this BY is real. Y'all got me working OT today. You see why you have to learn gematria and why I keep trying to teach y'all this? Because Malcom-Jamal Warner, they're saying that he passed, allegedly, at the age of 54. And Malcom-Jamal Warner is only known for real, for playing on one show. And everybody knows what that show is. Well, the Cosby Show equals 54. Twice. The news should stand for numerically scripted because that's what they do day in and day out. Malcom-Jamal Warner, his full name equals 112. And so does drowning. It doesn't matter if they're in different ciphers, okay? But if you look at the same ciphers or whatever, the numbers are always going to equal the same thing. Cosby Show equals 42. Huxtable, which was the family name on the show, that equals 42. And from the alleged death date of Malcolm-Jamal Warner to what would have been his upcoming birthday is a total of 4 weeks and 2 days. Numbers do not lie. People know how to script them, though. If you ever want to know who's behind the scenes, pulling all the strings, playing this game of charade, is a name that I have mentioned to you before. Jesuit Order. And their name equals 54 and 72. And we just so happen to have Malcolm-Jamal Warner allegedly passing at the age of 54 on 72 date numerology. It's easy. You just add up the dates. 7 plus 20 plus 20 plus 25 is going to give you 72. And this happened on the 201st day of the year, which is another Jesuit order number. But I got to say something to two people real quick. True Story and Fittest Cap Earther. Y'all been playing with my name recently, and y'all act like I don't know what's going on. So since y'all like to play some games, let's play.
Men lie, women lie, numbers don't.